do I pass the GACE test? Your fastest route to GACE test success. You have to pass the exam for Georgia Teacher Certification if you want to live your calling as a Georgia Certified Teacher. It could be that you had a teacher back in elementary or high school you really thought was the greatest person, and you've always sought to be somewhat like her. Maybe someone in your family is a teacher. You're next in line. You want to be an educator so you can live your calling and help young people lead better lives. Nothing is cooler than to see that light bulb moment when your students suddenly truly understand the lessons you just taught them. Being a teacher is what you were put on this earth to do. Therefore, to turn your passion into reality, you must pass the GACE Georgia Teacher Certification. This leads to the question, how do I pass the GACE test? Ever since you can remember, being a teacher, living your dream life is what really nurtured your soul. But it is like exams in your education classes. Will you pass the GACE on your upcoming testing date? Or will you go through a never-ending spin cycle in failure, causing your career in education to crash on the rocks and get washed up on the shore of despair? 3 main causes of GACE test score failure. No matter how much some test prep aspiring Georgia Teacher Certification candidates do, these testing problems persist. 1. The information about the subjects and study prep materials are too vast. There is too much overwhelming information to learn. This information is not what is taught in Georgia classrooms. This exam and information has little to do with my ability to be a good teacher. A lot of the vast amount of information that could pop up on GACE was never taught in my education classes. It's a scam and just not fair. How do I pass the GACE test if I clearly do not know what I am facing? 2. I need focus and narrow the information that will actually be tested so I know what to study. It's not possible to study everything but the kitchen sink and expect to pass the GACE. I've been out of college for many years. I'm not getting any younger. It's hard taking a test like this at this point in my life and career. Haven't I proven myself already? Because the law dictates it, I have to do hundreds of practice questions, buy a slew of study guides, and eventually take the examination. A fellow teacher in the school that I belong to, he is at his 50s, took the test several times and failed it. He was given one last chance or else he'll be cut from the school. He can never teach again until he remembers the free GACE test preparation materials supplied to him. I have been out of school for more than 2 decades, and I feel like I might end up like him too. 3. I do not have the time to study. With this, it stresses me out so much since the test is a few weeks away. I have not opened any of the books or study guides I purchased. This is disastrous. I am constantly thinking I will fail, I will fail, I will fail, and see my family losing our home and our standard of living if I'm axed from teaching career I love. I feel there is no way now for me to pass the exam for Georgia Teacher Certification. There is no wrong or right feeling. These are all valid. To be honest, no amount of test preparation will make everything better if you're doing all the wrong things in your GACE test preparation and or using the wrong study guides. On the brighter side of things, so how do you pass the GACE test? You may be overwhelmed with too many topics or subjects to study for. You may feel inadequate being out of school so long and lose confidence. You may be time pressured and other things besides studying fills up your day. Still, it does not change the fact that you need to be a licensed teacher in Georgia in order to provide for yourself, family, and make a difference in the lives of young people who need you. What you must do now, amidst all your trouble, is ask recent test takers who passed the GACE how they did it. What was their schedule in study? How did they overcome their fears? And what study programs or study guides helped them all throughout the period? When you ask them, be sure to address the specific problems you're facing and how they overcame these obstacles in GACE preparation and GACE test taking. When you first start talking, the GACE test taker may be slow to reveal their secrets and insights. But after you talk to them for 4 or 5 minutes, they tend to warm up. Don't be surprised if your sincere but probing questions yield some juicy nuggets and shocking revelations about your GACE study you can use to finally slay this beast and pass your upcoming GACE test. For help to pass your GACE test from former GACE test takers who passed and are now certified Georgia teachers, go to www.teachingsolutions.org/GACE.html.